Right, here we go. Flags raised again. They're off. And the Festival 2022 roars into life with the Sky Bet Supreme Novices hurdle, and Dysart Dynamo has gone off very sharply to the first, and he's already strung the field out by about 10 lengths. So it's Dysart Dynamo in the blue and yellow, pressured for the early lead by Jonbon in the JP McManus hoops, and the leading duo have gone bounding 3 or 4 lengths clear of Constitution Hill in the white jacket, who heads the pursuit. There's a further 3-length break to Mighty Potter, red and white silks, who drops into 4th, and then Kilcruit in a green sleeve jacket, Silent Revolution in the blue and yellow sitting towards midfield ahead of JPR1 in the black and yellow, and out on the left Shall We Have One More with the white cap, and Bring On the Night is the early back marker, and Dysart Dynamo leads them at the second. Gets in tight to it, rather bunny hopped his way over it, and Jonbon up the inner was more fluent as they turn to meet rising ground and make the fairly lengthy run now between flights 2 and 3. So Dysart Dynamo back in front, leading the Sky Bet Supreme field to Jonbon, sitting now a couple of lengths away. Constitution Hill in third under Nico de Boinville is a bit closer to the leading pair. There's a break of a couple of lengths to Mighty Potter, being shadowed by Kilcruit. A further 2 lengths away to Silent Revolution in the blue and yellow on the inner of JPR1. And Shall We Have One More is the shadow to Bring On the Night as they head across the far side and on towards the third. So the free-going Dysart Dynamo leading Jonbon, and much more fluent there, Dysart Dynamo. JPR1 midfield just clipping the top, and relatively short run on now towards the 4th. Dysart Dynamo over 2 lengths ahead to the Henderson pair of Jonbon and Constitution Hill, who are giving chase. There's a 4-length break to Mighty Potter, and then Kilcruit being followed by JPR1 and Shall We Have One More. Bring On the Night and Silent Revolution has dropped to the tail of the field and is being niggled along. There'll still be about 10, maybe 12 lengths covering the field as they head steadily towards the halfway point in the Supreme, and it's Dysart Dynamo and Paul Townend leading Jonbon and Aidan Coleman the white cap. Nico de Boinville has got Constitution Hill black cap a handy third, jumping well there. Mistake in 4th from Mighty Potter, comprehensively outlet by Kilcruit in the green sleeves, who goes past him, and after that error Mighty Potter is very swiftly on the retreat. Meanwhile, Silent Revolution is tailed off, eased off, and looks like pulling up, and Mighty Potter has dropped back to be last of those still going. So top of the hill, they're about to freewheel on down now towards the third last, and it's Dysart Dynamo being joined on the inner by Jonbon. Constitution Hill stalks them going smoothly in third. 5 or 6 lengths away to Kilcruit, then Bring On the Night with the yellow sleeves to Shall We Have One More in JPR1, and Jonbon took over, and Dysart Dynamo crashes out and impedes Shall We Have One More. Dysart Dynamo is up, and now it's the Henderson pair who are left clear, heading towards 2 out. Jonbon the white cap, black cap for Constitution Hill, who saunters alongside. The penultimate flight, Constitution Hill and Jonbon, inseparable. They're 6 lengths ahead of Kilcruit, who's trying to gather them in back in third, but Constitution Hill sweeps majestically into the lead, rounding the final corner. He opens up by 4, 5, 6 lengths. Jonbon is chasing his stablemate, but he's surely chasing in vain. Constitution Hill down towards the last in the Supreme, and he's over safely, and he's over clear, and it's a yawning gap back to Jonbon and Kilcruit. It's first strike to Henderson, it's first strike to England in the colours of Michael Buckley. Constitution Hill, a class apart, wins the Supreme. Jonbon, his stablemate, makes it a Henderson 1-2. Kilcruit is third. Bring On the Night is back in 4th.
A 5th Supreme, a 71st winner in his career at the festival. Nicky Henderson has just seen an extraordinarily impressive winner of the Supreme. He's won this race with Altior and Shishkin, and Constitution Hill has just been, if anything, even more impressive. What are you thinking?
Sorry for Jonbon. And Dysart Dynamo as well, of course, because that was, the 3 of them had gotten a long way clear by then, hadn't they? And it was, nobody wants to see that happen. But this is obviously a very, very, very good horse. And Jonbon is a very good horse. So for him to do that to him is remarkable.
You've talked about this horse's temperament. You've called him an extraordinary creature, the way he takes a lie down at the races. Is that what comes together to make him be able to put a performance like that?
Actually, Richard said up in the stables today, for the first time he found him awake. Because that atmosphere here, they even feel it before the first race up there. It's extraordinary. The place is different altogether, but it's just nice to be back here with all these people, and that is the atmosphere that does it, isn't it? And it means a lot.
You must be very excited by what he's done then. I mean, you just said the estimation in which you hold Jonbon, and Constitution Hill was able to blow him away in that way. How good do you feel this horse could be?
Well, again, it's extraordinary that he is a genuine 2-miler. I don't know why. I mean, he was he'd stay 2.5 miles standing on his head, I think. But, he's got an enormous turn of foot. And he's always just racing in 2 gears below everybody else because it's all so easy for him. And then he can, the turbo works. You press a button and it works. But that's the way he is at home, and it's the way he is on the racecourse, which is lovely.
Do you see him as a champion hurdler prospect?
Well,
rather than switching to fences?
I know Mr. Matt Chapman is going to beg me to put him in the champion hurdle this year, and he'll be telling me what a fool I was for not doing it, won't he?
Well, after a performance like that, which was quite extraordinary, you have to think.
Well, we'll see. There's a long way to go yet. He's got his life in front of him.
And what might you do for the rest of the season? Are you going to
I don't know. I haven't. I mean, Michael and I will sit down. I mean, entry comes very quickly.
Punchestown?
You could go to Punchestown, yeah. We could probably go and say hello to Willie again and see what happens.
Well, many congratulations. A really exciting way to start. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.